Hello and welcome to episode 237 of the Talking Wednesday podcast. It's Dex and Punk for you today. Talk you through everything Sheffield Wednesday. We're recording this literally before tonight's watch along, so make sure you watch this before Jake goes live.
Yep.
We'll be actually I'll probably try and put this up in the afternoon if I can manage it. But yeah, later podcast. Lots going on this weekend. So we left it a little while to talk about everything. And I guess in terms of podcasts, I'm kind of glad we did because a lot of stuff's come out over the last couple of days, but it's not really fun to talk about. But what also is not fun to talk about, I'm going to ask Jake, how's your week been, mate?
It was great until last night when I did my arming. Landed on it after a power surge in the house, flickering, and I'm just running on caffeine. Painkillers, so yeah, not great, but it is what it is at the minute because everything's just so bleak when it comes to this club, and it's just like I literally made an unrealistic Sheffield Wednesday career mode just to make me feel better at times, so I can actually make transfers and do like my own little kind of spin on it.
I'm not even doing that. I can't make transfers.
Oh, this is for me personally. My actual one on my members, I can't make anything I'm doing the point deduction challenge where it's the two transfer window restriction, 20 points. And the worst part is I've got to try and make 20 million by the end of the season. That ain't happening.
Yeah, so I've decided for the next career mode episodes, I was telling you this, we had a power thing. The next career The RTG is going live tonight, but the career mode, I was recording the second episode and our fuse box just flipped 4 times for no reason because it wasn't like sockets, it wasn't anything specific. It was just like, why are you flipping? And there's not like damp on the cables or anything like that. It just did it like 4 times that night. So I've clearly lost footage for a career mode. So I was only a couple of games in, so I can kind of make it work. I can just carry on. Yeah. But it's very annoying when you're in the middle of something. And then the way I'm going to sort of do it is, and it's fine now, by the way. Nothing's changed in the house and the fuse box is fine. Yeah. So
weird.
It was just that night. It was being weird.
I kind of want to go back to my career mode eventually when they do a squad update so I can use Brown.
Yeah. But I'm using like, somebody commented like, oh, I think you should be able to sign players when we're allowed to sign players in real life. And I was like, play. And I will do it. I'm going to do it. I've decided I'm going to do it because it's going to make it realistic. But isn't it like January 2027 or something now?
Winter 2027, yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So you're just
I'm going to do free. So the way I'm going to do it is this first season, I'm going to not make any transfers at all. If I lose a loan, say I lose a mass for some reason, I'll get another loan in, but that's it in January.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the season, because to be fair, I've lost Jamal Lowe because of that weird selling glitch. At the end of the season, I'm going to say we've had a takeover. So we'll start accumulating money in the club. However, we're still under that embargo until January 2027. Yeah. So I can only make free transfers and loans. So we can't like make any investments in players. Sort of like, we've got to be clever with the free transfers. I might even put like a salary cap in and things like that. It could be quite fun.
Makes it a little bit more interesting in a career mode.
It does. I turned authentic gameplay off because it is just woeful. I looked at what it actually does. It just turns the sliders all the way down and there's no point.
Yeah, like, I've been playing authentic and then I've gone on to go play online. I'm like, I really just need to put on competitive because I can't do both because my brain hurts.
Yeah, competitive feels like fun to play. What I do now is in the career mode, I've switched it this second episode to competitive, but I have weather effects and all of that turned up all the way up and stuff. So you'll still have like the stuff that you won't have in Ultimate Team, like you'll be affected by the wind, the rain, things like that. Yeah. So my first game on competitive, which probably I've lost the footage for now, it was sodden. Rain was everywhere. So you were kicking the ball and like you could just see it like bouncing across the pitch, which I quite liked. for a career mode sort of thing, because that's what happens. But yeah, I missed a sitter because of that, because it just bobbled in the rain. But yeah, let's talk about the football then. We've got, I'm just saying, every comment section has been asking if we can get Si on the Talking Wednesday podcast properly. It's something that we are trying to do.
Yeah.
I will do my normal interview. I will have Jake there.
I will times and stuff.
We just need to sort an actual time out and a date out for it. Again, as I said originally, I wasn't gonna get into this. This was Jake bringing somebody that had been in the comment section, etc. However, the audience have overwhelmingly asked for me to bring Si on this podcast, so we've put the question out, and we will bring you updates on that in the future. Right. Sheffield Wednesday versus QPR. Talk me through it.
It wasn't a bad game at all. We played some really good football and we looked decent. We actually looked like we're turning up, doing well at home, because the atmosphere is always a little bit different at home at the minute, just because of everything that's going on. But we played some really good football, got it down the side. Harry and Matt were playing some excellent balls.
The reason I shook my head there is because your bloody fantasy team is looking amazing. Your draft is looking amazing.
It's looking good, innit?
And it's so annoying. Losers picks though, innit? You lost, considerably last year.
Yeah.
You just got to pick all the cream at the top.
Yeah. And we scored from a header. Really good ball in by Baz. Back post it. Goalkeeper fluffs it for them. And Iorfa steps up with the header, and you were seeing there was real momentum going, and we were really having a really good shift with how we were playing. But we do have the issue. The moment we go into the second half, they've been given a rollicking. You could see that. They changed something. Dembele come on and nearly had a chance of having two screamers from outside the box. But then they get a penalty. I don't think it was a penalty. I think it's soft. But
no, it's not. It was really harsh, that one. You know, and it kind of like when you think of decisions like that, it's like 2 points dropped. That's what the game felt like.
Yeah. And the thing is, they did come back at us, but we gave a good account of ourselves. I think to get a draw, I think everyone would have taken that with how good QPR were going into this game. They really picked up a load of form since that 7-1 loss to Coventry. They were a lot more defensively solid. They looked a lot more clear. And the thing is, we're just missing those little aspects, which if we had a proper summer window and a proper transfer window, we probably would have had those little bits that we needed. But you can't fault the players with what they're doing and everything that's going on. You can't fault the staff. They are just getting the job done. And the thing is, I think you could tell that we've had another coach added to the backroom staff, because I think there was a little bit where you just saw something a little bit different, where there's been another voice to go, we need to do this a little bit more than this. So it's like, with football, you can have it where you have too many cooks in the kitchen. But right now, we're such a skeleton staff. Having that extra set of eyes where someone hasn't seen something, but they've seen something, is vital.
Yeah, and I think Pedersen needed the team around him as well, you know, and he's been calling for it.
Yeah.
And it's just unfortunate to drop the 2 points there, because it did feel like a game we could have won. And VAR would have probably overturned that decision.
Yeah, probably depends on what VAR. Well, maybe not. Look at the weekend.
Choice, unless it's clear and obvious, don't they?
Yeah. So. But the thing is, the big thing that we got from last year, and probably since Darren Moore and Gary Monk era, is we still got this issue that we can have a lot of shots on target, but only 5 on target. If you're having 14 shots, you want at least 8 of them on target, minimum. And this is a problem we've had for years. And the thing is, you look at the lineup we keep going with. Cads and Brown are making those shirts their own. Now, my thing is, how long is Brown's contract? Because if Brown's contract isn't long, we could have an issue where we lose him.
I think. I'm going to say I think we're pretty good with getting those young players tied down now, but financially we're screwed. So yeah, you're absolutely right, mate. We could be in that situation, which would be rather bad.
Yep.
I guess the thing that I'm worried about in terms of like a mass performing, I think we're losing him in January.
I think we are.
Because I think Amarin's going to get sacked around November.
Yep.
I think the manager is going to come in, and then when the window opens, he'll want all his options available to him. So he'll recall the players from loan.
Yeah.
And because Hamas is doing well, he'll consider that because there's question marks over Luke Shaw, etc. at the minute, and left back at Man United. So
you look what Harry's doing. He's already showing that he will probably do well in that Man United team.
Yeah. Or at least be worth a chance or a new manager's, consideration. Yeah. So I can't even be too positive about that because I'm like, yeah, the better he does, the quicker he's off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he was fantastic.
I think the thing you've got is for us at Man United so far, at least none of us have done a United strand where he's not cutting his hair. Like, if we did one of them with embargo, we'd be screwed.
5 embargoes, man. It's ridiculous.
Oh, it's mental.
But let's go into the championship review then. So it's in terms of the matches at the weekend, it was West Brom 1, Leicester 1, Coventry 3, Birmingham 0, Wrexham 1, Derby 1, Swansea 1, Millwall 1, Ipswich 2, Portsmouth 1, Charlton 3, Blackburn 0, Southampton 1, Middlesbrough 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1, QPR 1, Stoke 1, Norwich 1, Preston at 0, Bristol City 0, Watford 2, Hull City 1, and the other side of the city get their first win away at Oxford 1-0. So Wilder's 1-0 miracles are back.
Yeah. Also,
he was the right appointment for them.
Yeah.
He will get them.
He'll get them playing again, and he'll just make them hard to beat, and that's what they need. Also, in the Birmingham game, they had a red card, so I'm thinking they will have a man suspended for tonight.
Yeah. It will. That'll be an interesting one tonight. I'm working, unfortunately, which is why we're not doing the podcast live, because we'd have probably done the podcast live during the game. But it's interesting. Wednesday on 5 points. We're in 23rd. I can't even talk about this confidently because, Jake, this is the question I want to ask. And this is, I guess it's more of a statement. I want the points deduction now.
Yeah. See, in my head, my theory is this, I have a funny feeling if we go out admin, we're going to get a -12 anyway, right? That's just automatic. We've had God knows how many embargoes this summer, which is point deduction in itself. I could see us getting a record point deduction like a Luton did all those years ago. So say it's -32. And they're just getting relegated and being like, right, we know we're relegated. Whatever we do now, we're just playing for pride and seeing what we can do. We know we're going to League One. I'd rather just get it all out the way and done with and start planning for next season.
This is what I'm saying because I'm worried that appeal, kick the can down the road, so many different embargoes. We'll still be under an EFL structure. So say we do get relegated anyway. I really don't want the points deductions next year in League One.
No, because you could have it where they could give it us next year and then that makes it even harder for us to then stay in League One and do something we've never done, which is go down to League Two.
Exactly. This is where, if the EFL have got us on an embargo list for points deductions anyway, we need them to throw the book at us now.
Yeah.
If the EFL are fit for purpose, if they do that next year, they are going to send this club to debt, and that will be on the EFL.
Yeah.
They need an embargo's coming. A points deduction's coming, clearly. If that is the case, or if miraculously they let us off, cool, do that. But if they're not going to.
I have another theory that could happen, right?
Go on.
If, and it's a big if, say They go, hey, you're going into admin. We're just giving you the minor 12, right? That's it. We're not going to give you the minor 12 because you're in admin. We ain't going to punish you no more for what you've done because you're in admin.
I think that's actually what could quite easily happen, to be fair.
I think they might. I think that it's like they're waiting just to see if that happens. And if that does happen, there's your minor 12. It'll be difficult. We've already made it that you can't sign players. Good luck. And the problem you've got is you don't want us to go into a position where, in one sense, we start doing well and we start picking those points up and they go, oh, hang on, they're going to survive here. Let's get all the rest of those points and throw it on that we owe them. So that's my big issue with that. The EFL, they are very changeable when it comes to point deductions and when they give them. The amount of times that we've had teams have been given point deduction for seasons that haven't had, for the season that gone and they got it that season instead. We need some sort of conclusion with it one way or another. Either throw them all, or if you are waiting for admin, you just give us the admin points and maybe say another 10 for all the infractions we've done, and then that's it. I don't know.
So let's talk about these embargoes a little bit more. So if this is from the Star, Sheffield Wednesday's list of EFL embargoes has now increased to 5. Sheffield Wednesday have been slapped with another 2 embargoes by the English Football League as their financial crisis under owner Deshvan Chansiri continues, taking their tally of current embargoes to 5. The Owls were placed under a 3rd embargo on Thursday for Regulation 17.3 HMRC reporting, adding to the embargoes that were already under relation to Chansiri's failure to provide future financial information and secure funding. However, the list of embargoes increased to 5 last Friday, with 2 more being added to their repertoire. The latest additions to a growing collection are in regards to Regulation 52.2.5, amounts due to another club, and Article 48.1, football creditors. Regulation 52.2.5 states, quote, if a club is in default of payments due to another club or clubs under a transfer or compensation agreement, including any accelerated payment due pursuant to Regulation 52.2.3, the club shall be subject to a registration embargo such that it shall not be permitted to register any player with that club without prior written consent of the league until such a time as an agreement is honoured. Article 48.1 says, quote, all transfers of registration of contract players, whether between 2 league clubs or from a Premier League club, shall be dealt with by the league in a manner hereinafter specified in the following regulations. In such regulations and elsewhere in this Section 6, where reference is made to transfers between clubs, unless the context 86 otherwise requires, references to a club or club shall be taken to include reference to Premier League clubs. End quote. That was very, very confusing. But yeah, basically, registration embargoes.
So basically, it's money for Ugbo and probably Valerie from last summer in terms of transfer fees. And this is basically just not haven't paid thing. The thing is, what you got with this is that it's another 2, and we'll be getting another one to make it 6 soon.
The can't pay, we will take it away with Ugbo. And to be fair, I don't want to say take him because I like Ugbo, but I'm like, get him off the wages, take him back, fine, repossess him.
The thing is, I feel sorry for the journalists in this one because they could do a book just on the Football League's handbook and embargoes. It'll just be the embargo year by Wednesday. And there was a really interesting thing that got tweeted by someone. Let me just see if I can find it because I didn't put it in here. It was those ADHD brain things I've just remembered. Where is it? Sheffield Wednesday have failed to pay wages on these times of the following months. November 2019, October 2020, November 2020, December 2020, March 2021, April 2021, May 2021, June 2022, March 2025, May 2025, June 2025, July 2025, September 2025. That in a years of being here.
It's just not acceptable. Like, the fact that we owe money to other clubs, this is going to keep coming up every single month.
Yeah.
And let's get into the next topic. Actually, with this, we'll do it as one big mega topic.
Yeah.
Payday.
Today.
The staff at the club have been told they're going to get $1,000 of their wages and nothing more until further notice, when they'll get paid the rest of their salary. So partial payments, not getting paid again, completely unacceptable. It's happened too many times in a row. We've said this over and over and over and over again. Jake, what is it going to take for the fact that we're coming to every payday and it's happening again and again and again, and he clearly can't support the club? And it's only going to get worse because fans are doing what they should be doing and boycotting and protesting. That should be a sign that he needs to go, because he isn't going to get any extra support from us anymore. He's already shown that.
How he fit and proper. I don't get how this is not something that's in the fit and proper thing. That it's unless you've got a criminal conviction. No, paying your staff should be in there. Any business that doesn't pay people on time, or anyone that doesn't pay HMRC on time, this should be in there going, right, you failed because you can't do it. They have seen this for months and months and months. Granted, this is a way for the EFL to get him out by putting more stuff. But the thing I got is, it just doesn't seem like he gives a damn. You know it's bad.
There is rumours.
Jake, go on.
Go on. No, you finish.
You know it's bad that we haven't had a statement from Chansiri since April the 12th, yet we've had a statement from Barney the sodding owl.
Yeah. So Barney was in a bit of trouble for picking up a protest scarf and waving it above his head. But
fair play to him.
Legend. There is rumours that the staff at Sheffield Wednesday are going to prepare a statement against the boycotts, etc. Basically, it's looking like Chansiri's cronies have been pushing down to like Bannon, etc., who has talked out against Chansiri again on TalkSport, by the way. He refuses to talk about against the fans, but there is increasing pressure from the top to basically play the sympathy card and say that, basically try and spin it like this is all the fans' faults because of the boycotts. Yeah. Now, Jake, I am going to be trying to be sensitive on this, and you might think I'm being a bit too harsh, but the worst mistake the staff at Sheffield Wednesday could possibly do is go along with this rumoured statement of speaking out against the trust and the boycotts and making out like it's the fans not putting money into the club, because the only reason this has happened recently is because they weren't being paid when the money was coming into the club from the fans. Multiple times, multiple instances. So now the fans are trying to do something to stop the money coming into the club. And yes, don't get me wrong, we're at a point now where these boycotts are going to affect the purse and it's going to have collateral damage on the staff at Sheffield Wednesday. However, multiple times before this, that wasn't the issue. They still weren't getting paid and fans were putting money into the club.
Yeah.
Right? So this shows that actually, no, the fans have actually got your back. At the end of the day, if you then turn on the fans and put a statement out against these boycotts, etc., when they are doing this for you,
it's a dictatorship. It's like it basically putting their jobs in front of going, look, they're the reason why you are doing this. You're either going to be the reason why you don't have a job. Like, it's not our responsibility to fund your wages. That's his. His responsibility as owner or business owner. Like, if you're self-employed, imagine if you are self-employed and you're doing, say, you've got a podcast studio and your job is running that podcast studio and you pay me and Jack and whoever else comes on. That's your responsibility. It's not how many views come in. It's up to you to get that money in to make sure the cash there to pay people. That's not on me and Jack, or that's you as owner. So this whole idea of doing that it's ridiculous, because I've seen a lot of people go, oh, why don't they just quit then? It's like, it's very difficult for someone to quit when they haven't already got another job lined up, especially when everything that's happened.
But the thing is, I know how that fatigues you, and I can imagine that some of them are turning around and going, no, well, the fans aren't helping now, are they? They're getting so stressed about the financial situation that they're going to go, well, these stupid boycotts there, what's doing it? If we had money, then Chansiri is right at the minute. If we had money right now, then we'd be paid this month, sort of thing. they'll obviously look at the now and they'll look at the bank accounts, but I'm first of all, unionize.
Yeah.
Because then strikes would be involved. Just saying. The union wouldn't stand for this if you were unionized. And the next thing is, you possibly do need to walk away from a club that you love with a man that clearly hasn't paid you multiple times.
Yeah.
Don't come out and speak against the fans. It's the worst idea. If this rumor is true, it's not going to help things. It's not going to help things.
And just credit to Henrik Pedersen as well, because he woke up this morning with no paycheck, but he's made it very clear he doesn't want his pay until every other member of staff have got theirs. And the players have said the same. And that they're the ones who are looking out for your back. They're the ones who are going, hey, we want you paid first. Sod us. We're fine. And I think the thing is, if they do this, it's another sign of desperation by the club.
Yeah.
And again, it shouldn't be on members of staff shouldn't be pleading with fans to say, can you stop this so we can get paid? That's not their job. Their job is literally to do their job and make sure they get a monthly wage at the end of it. And right now, they're not getting that, or they're getting partial. I hope...
Jake, can you say those dates again for me when people weren't paid, please?
I can indeed, my friend. Give me a moment.
Just because this is going to emphasise the point.
Those dates were November 2019, October 2020, November 2020, March 2021, April 2021, May 2021, June 2023, March 2025, May 2025, June 2025, July 2025, September 2025.
The boycott started in August 2025. There were a lot more dates that Jake just listed there. Do not turn against the fans. The fans are now boycotting, try and do something about this. It is not their fault that you aren't being paid.
And also, you've got to
remember,
remember,
all the utmost sympathy for the situation, we need to do something to get this man out of the club.
And if anyone goes, some of those dates were during the pandemic, 2019 wasn't.
It's just
2025 wasn't. Now, just remember, this man's been in charge of our club since 2015. We've picked up more embargoes and been relegated to League One under his watch, and his lasting legacy, he'll want to have that lasting legacy. Everyone will have known the Chansiri years of the years we will want to forget and not have to think about, and not think about how close we got to the Prem those first 2 seasons. Since then, it's not been great. Yeah, we got out of League One, but we shouldn't have been there in the first place.
And we're going back.
The points deduction that we got then and everything that happened then were due to your mismanagement. The whole situation with the stadium. You owe money on the stadium today unless you manage to get it rolled over. It's just... You can't get excited for games anymore as a fan, because they are doing their best, but you then wait until the next day, because the next day is something else.
Yeah.
It's something else. It's something else. And any normal business owner would say, I can't get funds in, I'm going to have to get rid. For whatever reason, he will not get rid of the club or put the club up for sale officially. We've always had...
Chansiri has had... Do you know why the boycotts are needed, Jake? Chansiri has had opportunities to sell. He has tried to stop them at every single turn. He is clinging on.
He's moved the goalpost so many times.
Put him in this situation is to financially put him in this situation and not have anything from the fans. Because we were still putting money in when there was talks of him accepting takeovers.
Yeah.
When he went back on that, that's when the spending boycotts completely went into effect.
And also, when people mention about the goalpost with the interview I did with Sai, go listen to the Wednesday week's interview with Lee Gregory. He moved the goalpost on a player's move. The player wanted out in January and he didn't get the move because he didn't like Derby at 9:30 on transfer deadline day.
Yeah.
He did it with Smith to Wrexham. The money went up because he scored more goals. That's not how it works. He can't even keep promises to his players, let alone fans. He said, and I quote, "If you don't want me here, I'll sell." Well, guess what? It's a majority now, not a minority, that doesn't want you here. You told fans to go find buyers. They did. You still turned it down. We had done everything you were told us to do. But we're the ones in the wrong? I don't think so. We're not the one that funds everyone's wages. We're not the one who funds everything else. That's your job. Our shirt sales, our season tickets should not be another pot of money for you to go, I'm funding this to pay everyone. If you can't find the money for something or business, you sell it. If I can't afford something, I know got something that I can sell that'll help me afford that, I'm selling it.
Don't get me wrong. In a club that works properly, yes, the revenue from the fans will be part of the wage structures and things like that. However, he's had multiple opportunities where that's not been the case.
No.
Like he's been getting the money from the fans. He's been getting all that revenue. And on multiple occasions, he has not paid what he should be doing. He is a clown. He needs to go. I've said it enough.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
Right. We are in the situation where we are going to struggle to sign players. We could have some young players leaving, Jake. I don't want to dwell on that too much. We'll talk a little bit about that in the future. In terms of additions, I don't know what he's been paid with, but Pete Shuttleworth joins the Owls coaching team. This is from the Wednesday website. Henrik Pedersen has further strengthened his technical team with the appointment of Pete Shuttleworth, who follows Craig Mudd into Hillsborough. Mudd recently bolstered Pedersen's backroom team, and Shuttleworth is the latest addition at Middlewood Road. Having earned his coaching strikes in the lower league, he joined Birmingham in 2015, initially on a scouting basis before being ultimately promoted to chief analyst at St Andrews. Shuttleworth moved to Derby in 2020 and later joined Wayne Rooney as assistant manager in the USA with DC United. He returned to these shores for a second spell with Birmingham in 2023 before moving to Plymouth as assistant manager again with Rooney. The 46-year-old also enjoyed a stint on the international stage during a spell as a technical coach with the Republic of Ireland. Shuttleworth's most recent role was at Wycombe, having left the Chairboys earlier this month. Now makes the switch to S6. So not a bad CV, this, Jake.
No, I think he'll do. I think he'll do really well to come in and help another set of eyes. He got an.
What's he been appointed as? Just coach or assistant manager?
They've been appointed a coach, but I think he's being used as a coach and analyst because that's where he came from. In the interview with Henry, he said he's a numbered nerd. So I think that having that level of person who can have a look at data is going to be quite crucial and helpful in that sense.
Yeah. We've had another one as well. So Daryl Flahaven is
coming back.
Former goalkeeper coach is coming back to the club. So we're going to have a goalkeeper coach again. Thoughts?
Yep. I think this one makes sense. He already knows the club. It's easy for him to settle. Reason he's leaving Plymouth is that he got family in the Midlands, so he wants to be closer to them. It makes sense. Again, you just question how they're being paid for. I just had the thing. If these are being done, where is the money coming in to get these out? Especially if one's coming from a club that's already been like, you've got to pay compo or something got to be agreed. To get out of the contract. It seems like that makes you go, is there something in the behind the scenes that's coming in? But then you get the whole not paying people, you go, well, that can't be it then. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's good to see coaches coming in. Clearly the sell from like Henrik and stuff, it is there. Jake, I'm struggling at the minute to like just see past anything. And I know I'm sorry if my mannerisms are coming across on the podcast here of like indifferent, like that sort of moping, sort of attitude. It's really hard to disguise at the minute, but I'm struggling to like find the passion to speak about anything positive with Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like it's kicking it out of me in terms of, and I've never had this. Like we got battered in the first season, but it was just we were terrible on the pitch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't stuff like this. It wasn't the club sort of like imploding upon itself.
You got to remember, he got
the
a
more
month.
it goes on,
He got
helpless.
He got a month to find new ownership, because if that regulator gets in and it gets in quicker like it wants to in November, he could lose everything for nothing. You know, it's bad that you've got us as a fan base going, right, give us the admin then.
I kind of want it at the minute. You know, it's just terrible.
It's
terrible. I'd like us to go into admin, and then it all gets comes out, and he gets done for something, probably, allegedly.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Right. This final topic is does have themes of suicide. So if anyone has got anything they don't want to listen to, turn off the podcast. Thank you very much for listening. But we are going to go into this topic because it relates to the club and it's got a message in there. So this is from the Star. Tomorrow needs you. Sheffield Wednesday coach issues powerful message in important month. Sheffield Wednesday's under-18s manager Jordan Broadbent has issued a powerful message as Suicide Prevention Month comes to an end. Broadbent, who sadly lost his dad as a teenager, spoke openly, honestly in a personal video put together by the club and discussed how he was hoping to use his experience to help mould the next generation of Wednesday players as they navigate through difficult periods of their lives. As a Wednesdayite himself, the coach praised the work being done at the club by people like Henrik Pedersen and highlighted the responsibility he feels to try and make sure the human element of what he does at Middlewood Road is felt by those he's working with. Quote, September is Mental Health Awareness Month and Suicide Prevention Month, he said in the video, which is a subject close to my heart, having lost my dad to suicide as a teenager. So I think over the course of the years, it's something that I've been really aware of and tried to raise awareness in my own little way, whether it be social media or little things like this. I was 19 years old when my dad took his own life, and that was obviously a massive moment in my life and my family's life. To go through that as a young person, and it kind of shaped me in good ways and not so good ways. Having to deal with it inside my own head and to try and make sense of it as a young person was really tough. I think as I've got older, it's really motivated me to try and help young people. I think with the role I'm doing now, it's got potential to be really impactful in young people's lives, to people's lives. He goes on to say, you need to connect with the young people that you're dealing with day in and day out. There needs to be a human side to it, and they need to see my behaviors as normal, not just a coach-athlete relationship. They need to see me as a person and as a human. I think all I'm trying to do is use my lived experience of what I got right, but also what I didn't get right as well. I think trying to shape the young people that we've got around the club, maybe learning from things I didn't do okay, is trying to shape them and put them into how they should act moving forward in life. There was a really simple message that I saw on social media, and it said, tomorrow needs you, and it does. So my message to young people going through a difficult time is that it's okay not to be okay, and it's not just a slogan. It's okay. It's completely natural. But you need to understand that it's a temporary feeling and it will subside. It will go. End quote. So, in terms of my thoughts on this, I'll go top level first, sort of. I'm always wary about months dedicated to things. And I've been on record of saying things like that because I feel like a lot of mental health stuff is thrown into the wind, Jake. I feel like it's used for likes, it's used for engagement. This somebody speaking on their personal experiences is quite heavy and quite impactful, and it's good to talk about. And again, I'm wary of always being like, I guess I've got that British sort of, you kind of do have the, talking about how you feel is a bit odd sometimes in that regard. You just get on with it. But I also do have the other side where I find in my personal life, not necessarily on the podcast, like you boys are very open with, talk to someone, do all of that. Do you know what I mean? And I like that from you because it's the way you are. And I'm like that in my personal life, but in my...
There've been many a phone call where I've rung you and I've gone, I'm struggling, or you've gone, you're not doing right, we're having a chat, and vice versa. And I always appreciate it because there's times where you as a person, you might not see it, but your friends will and your family will see it. It's why we always, on my stream, we do a mental health check-in. We do 1 to 10. And if you're not doing well, we ask you if there's anything anyone can do in the community, or we can take your mind off stuff while for this hour of streaming or doing a game. And I know for some people, talking isn't something that they do naturally or actually talking about in a deeper level. So if they do get in touch with you, or vice versa, you get in touch with them, it lets them know that they're being, I don't want to say seen, but being thought about and being cared about.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there are so many good charities that you can use. Samaritan Mind Charity, please look out, go find them. We'll try and put them in the description if need be. But I think the thing is, you got here is that tomorrow does need you. It may not feel like it, but there'll be someone out there, even if you don't think they don't care, you will affect them one way by you not being in their life or being around. So please
I've been quite close to this. I've been quite close to this recently, Jake, and you're exactly right.
Yeah.
It's I won't go into any obviously details, but it's a case of like it's constantly whatever you're feeling is amplified by the people around you, and it doesn't ever detract from what you're feeling. But if you could see in all the people that you think don't care about you, if you could see like what your absence would be, it would change a lot about your perspective in the moment. And that's why it's when we're talking about temporary thought. So yeah, it's quite heavy. It's one of those where when I talk about sort of like not using it for likes, not using it for all of that, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be talking to people. If you ever get anywhere there, I will say what I'm trying to say is life always seems a lot better on the internet. It's very easy, especially as a younger person. I struggle with in like my 20s, just hit 30. You feel like you should be more successful. You see everybody around you doing things, and you see a snapshot of it. And it's very hard to sort of balance that in your head of where you should be at in life.
The internet has a very good way of showing people what they want to see, then showing them what is actually happening.
Yeah,
everyone can hide behind the profiles. We have a lot of division
in this country. That it's good at playing on your emotions, and basically, I don't really get into this on the podcast, but it does mean, and I have spoken to people in our community, etc. But just take care of yourselves. People at the club as well, going through all of this. I might have said don't release a statement, etc. But you're going to be in a really bad place. Like, take care of yourselves in that regard. And yeah. God, this has been a dreary podcast. Let's move on so tonight, we're not going to talk about Birmingham too much. Go watch the watch along. I think we could get a draw here.
Yeah, potentially. We do seem to be a better away team than we are home team due to obvious reasons. It's about just trying to channel the fan base. Maybe we get another Gary Hooper moment where a fan celebrates and he accidentally celebrates in front of the glass box all those years ago. Also, happy retirement for one Stephen Fletcher, because Stephen Fletcher's retired.
Yeah, of course.
He's off to go play a lot more golf on his golf channel he got.
Yeah, still not forgiving him for walking away on a free after all the money we paid him, but there we are.
Not bitter.
Is the game live on Sky on Saturday?
Yes, 12:30.
Sod it, I'll do some sort of watch along.
Cool.
I'm not working.
Cool.
So we might do the podcast after it, or maybe we do the podcast during it. We'll see.
We'll figure it.
I'll get in touch, but I can do Coventry I can do a match, Jake. I'm not working.
Hey.
So, yeah, Jake will take Birmingham.
Yep, you do
I'll
Coventry.
do something. I might bring Dexterity Watch back, or we'll do Talking Wednesday Live on Saturday. We'll see how we feel. But Coventry's going to be rough.
Yes.
So maybe we do Talking Wednesday Live and we cry.
Yeah.
Concede 6.
This also could be the game that potentially may get called off because we talk about people storming the pitch at the Coventry game.
Talking Wednesday Live it is then.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll see you then. We'll see you on Saturday for that. But before we do all of that, Jake, have you got anything to add?
Just look after yourselves as best you can. I know supporting the club is so difficult at the minute. The players need your support. The staff need your support. Everyone behind the scenes needs your support. At the end of the day, what we are doing, it feels rubbish because it feels like you can't support your club, but what we are doing is having an impact, and hopefully it means sooner or later we'll be sat here doing an emergency pod going Sheffield Wednesday have been sold, and we can try and move on from the Chansiri era a little bit quicker.
I would drink so much wine. I've got a really nice bottle of champagne that one of my old vocal coaching like students got me when they moved on to like going to drama school or something. And I've never cracked it, but that might be the time I crack the champagne.
Yeah,
the expensive champagne. But yeah, that's it for this week's episode of the Talking Wednesday podcast. We'll be back on Saturday. And hopefully a bit cheerier. We won't be cheerier. It won't be cheerier. But take care, guys, and we'll see you in the next episode of Talking Wednesday.
See ya.